Okay, so I'm Kayla with Ground Shaking Outlet Center. Basically, what I do here is basically just provide a safe and loving environment for people of all ages to release authentically. You know, it's hard to even find places where you can just be safe and just release
Yes.
and be okay with, you know, and trust
Yes.
people. So I just wanted to shine light on people and hear voices because I know
Yes.
voices need to be heard because, you know.
Yes.
So, what's your name?
Milton Smith,
Okay. Nice to meet you. Where are you from?
Louisville, Kentucky.
Okay, not too far from me. I live in
Yes.
Cincinnati. So what do you do for a living?
I'm retired.
Okay.
Construction worker. Yes.
Okay. And you
Yes.
play football as well?
Yes.
Well, who do you play for?
Northern Kentucky Wolfpack.
Okay. Okay. And
Yes.
who else do you play for?
Team USA.
All
Team
right.
USA.
So basically, what I want to ask you just a few questions.
Yes.
So how do you practice self-care?
Um,
And what does that all include for you?
Self-care is a mental, physical, spiritual journey. You know what I'm saying? I practice every day. I take time out to meditate every day. Once a day in the morning, I walk out into the yard barefoot to release all my negative energy.
I love that. Love that. Love that you find your way through. So,
Yes.
what questions would you want your, let's say, your mate or your family or friends to ask you like daily to check in, so you know that they actually genuinely care for you?
Well, this basically is just something simple. How are you doing today?
Okay.
And be sincere about how are you doing.
Yeah, and that's
We
the
have to
main.
check on people. Sometimes we have to learn to get over ourselves to move forward.
Yeah, definitely. That's
Yes,
the biggest one right
yes.
there. So thank you. There you have it. So what do you do to soothe your mind and body when you're angry and overwhelmed?
Well, when I'm angry and overwhelmed, I always sing a song. The one song that I often sing is Doris Day, actually.
Okay.
Que sera, sera. Whatever will be, will be. The future's not ours to see. Que sera, sera.
I like that. I like that. I like how you that tied in really beautifully. It's
Yes.
perfect. So if you could think of any assistance that men currently don't have, what would it be?
Mental health,
Mental health?
especially mental health. A lot of people suffer because they don't have people to talk to or people to turn to. And a lot of times people don't take them serious.
Definitely.
We have to take people serious and take people at their word.
Definitely.
It's a lot of people who are out here hurting mentally and physically. They have emotional scars. They have PTSD.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So
And that's it.
we always associate that with military, but if you was in an abusive relationship, even with your parents, that's PTSD because you're scarred.
Definitely.
As you move forward in life, you look at other people in that same light,
Yeah.
and we have to learn to help people get over the issues that they have.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. And I just wanted to go over the topic with you because I totally forgot to do that in the first place. But basically, the topic is I value versus man up.
Yeah.
So when you think of that, what do you think? Like I value versus man up.
Well, value versus man up. I think that the value of man, we need to be held more accountable as to ourselves and who we are.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? How can I say this? I don't. When I use the N word, I call them ninjas, right? We have to learn the difference between a man and a ninja.
Yeah.
So you
That's
see,
very true.
sometimes we're confused on who's who. Just because that man is sweet and nice, don't make him weak, and just because that man mistreats you, don't make him hard.
Very true.
Because if he loves you, then he loves you. You know what I'm saying? And he'll do whatever.
Yeah.
Loving ain't mistreated.
Very true.
If you tell somebody that you like them, you have feelings for them, you care, and you love them, then you shouldn't be disrespectful towards them.
Right. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's a personal accountability.
Yeah.
And a lot of us men are not accountable for ourselves. But I will say this: in certain situations, every no good man was made no good through experience with a no good woman. But
Very
every no good woman was made no good through experience with a no good man. And let me explain that. If your daddy wasn't good to you as a child, then he was no good to you.
Yeah.
If your mother wasn't good to you as a child, then she was no good to you because it's called inherited behavior.
Yeah.
So the behavior that you have as a man, you might have,
It just
if
travels
your
on.
father wasn't there, you gathered it from your who? Your
Yeah.
mother. So a lot of these young men who are messed up because of their mother. And why are they messed up? Because of absentee father. He's no good. Well, the reason he's no good is because you didn't want him. He didn't meet your standards. So to get back at him, you don't let him around your child.
And that's a major one for the community. That's a
And that's the
major
problem.
one. Yeah.
But we have to, once again, we go back into getting over ourselves. So we can,
Yeah.
my motto in life is moving forward.
And seeing the bigger picture.
And I use Sodom and Gomorrah, right? When God told him to leave Sodom and Gomorrah, as they leaving, his wife Sarah looked over her shoulder. She looked over her shoulder. She got turned to a pillar of salt, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I tell people every time we look over, we're supposed to always move forward. Every time we look over our shoulder, we get salty.
Yeah. That's very true. Comparison, even on social media.
Yes, we get salty.
Yeah.
But they always tell you to pitch salt. They tell you to look forward and pitch salt over your shoulder for good luck. That's for you to move forward. We should always move forward. Get over it.
Yeah.
It's not that serious. The whole scheme of life, if you move forward, you can let it go.
Definitely. So how do you feel about people telling you to man up? What does that mean to you?
Well, man up, it still comes back to accountability.
Yeah.
Got to man up, you know what I'm saying? But you can't do something that you wasn't taught to do.
Yeah. And for me, I think definitely I agree with what you're saying, but also even in another view for man up, it also means for me like that you can't release your emotions.
Well,
or you can't be emotional for that moment.
I'll say this. This is one of my favorite sayings, and I say this all the time. Every man wants to be a man till you treat him like one.
Very true. That was good. That was good.
And once you treat them like a man, they got a problem with you treating them like they say they are. So who actually has the problem?
That's good. That's good. I'm going to ask you one more question, and then we're going to wrap it up. So what is your testimony?
Well, my testimony is that I will say this. This time last year, I'm be real with you on this here. This time last year, I tried to commit suicide. Very emotional. I tried different outlets. People wasn't taking me serious. But on that flip side, I had it was a two-head coin, because in the process of that being suicidal, I was homicidal too.
Wow.
But I had specific people I wanted to take out.
Gotcha.
You know what I'm saying? So seeking help and getting help for my issues, which yesterday I missed my, so what I do is once a week, I have mental health. I do mental health. I talk for an hour. I seek help, and I read. I look for spiritual guidance. You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad that you find that time and that you actually want to do that, because a lot of people don't even want to, seek help at that.
And so I came with this, and I tell people this all the time. We all have haters. How can your haters hate on you the way they want to hate on you if you don't do your part? Do your part. If you do your part and break their hearts, because we got two types of haters. We have those haters who they're for what you for, but not for you.
Yeah.
And then you got those ones who just simply not for you at all. They want to see you fail.
Yeah.
So if that's the case, then do your part and break their hearts.
Yeah.
Be the best you can be the best you can be, and let that other stuff go and break their hearts.
Yes. I love that. Yes. It's so ironic you mentioned like suicide and stuff like that, because I actually work at the YWCA basically, and it has domestic violence, human trafficking. You get all types of people, so it's like I definitely hear all types of stories. So
survivors of domestic violence suffer from PTSD.
Yeah, and I'm one of them.
Yes, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Well, everybody say, well, I wouldn't have done that, but you ain't in that situation.
Yeah.
Everybody's situation is different.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
So
we have to learn to be strong.
Yeah.
I always say, sometimes I always say, he didn't bring me this far to leave me. Yes.
He is my fortress.
Yeah. Or the other one is God has shined on me. He has set me free. So it's a lot of different things,
Yeah.
and I feel blessed at the things I'm being able to do. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
in the whole scheme of things, I'll be laughing at this whole thing about what they be complaining about, and them not being in shape. Because I'm like, dude, I'm 57 years old. So what are we talking
And
about
that's
here?
crazy because I would have never known that. Like, so that's amazing. The fact that you're
Yeah.
able to still get out there and do it and still release in a different light too.
Oh yeah,
So
because I always tell people I'm closer to wearing a Depend than I am a Pamper. The only difference between the Depend and the Pamper is just depends if you need it or not.
eh. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's
Life is
amazing.
for the living.
Yeah.
Live your life. Don't worry about what other people have to say. Uh, do the best you can for yourself. And other thing I live by is Earth, Wind, and Fire. See, you can't give what you never had. If you don't give love, you know what I'm saying? You got to give love.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because the people in your life, how they gonna know if you don't give it?
Right. Good point. Good point.
Yeah.